The first one that we're going to talk about is the mesh. The mesh is a great man-to-man beater, but it's also good for zone. And we're going to have everybody out in route, and we really like that a lot. And so, when we're putting everything together, probably in the passing camps, it's always the best play because you can always find someone on that mesh that's open. We have rules that we're going to cover here in just a moment that we're telling our guys about. But the mesh is a great play to run out of the flex bone. Again, we're going to get all those guys at the point of attack and get people open. All right, so let's start with the diagram. So the first thing we're seeing is we drew it against a bear defense, what we call bear. All right, and so when we start putting this together, this is the mesh to the right. Okay, so when we're running our mesh to the right, again, we like this versus man-to-man coverage. We like it against zone. But again, we know this. If they're preparing for us, this guy's going to rush and this guy's going to rush, okay? Or they're going to be edge setters. They're going to try to set these edge. They're going to play them in the box. And so that really eliminates those two guys. And we tell our quarterback this. If these two guys rush, one of these two are open every time you snap the football. They're going to be open. So we're going to start on the outside. So we're running mesh to the right. So we tell this guy, the Z here, we tell him he's going to run the corner route. We tell the quarterback, if this corner sits, then we're throwing him the ball. And we teach this guy constantly to stay away from that safety. So when we come out of the huddle, he lines up, he's trying to make sure he's got good leverage on that safety. He's going to run a corner route at 8 yards, and he's going to plant, and he's going to get on a 45 and try to get into this zone. If this corner ever sits, the quarterback's dropping the ball off to him. When we know that that's a reaction to what we're doing, but this guy's our read. This is who we're trying to read. So we know, again, this is a bear front, stop the run defense. So we know this guy a lot of times is a rusher. Okay, he's an edge setter. So right now, if he comes off that edge, the quarterback's going hot to him immediately. Okay, so we tell this fullback, you cannot get caught in any of the trash, okay? We're telling them we're giving 3 guys, this guy right here, this fullback, and this wing are all playing him. And so what we want to do is we're going to give him 3 different looks. The first look he's going to get is this guy releasing inside. The second look that he gets is this guy on the out. And the third guy is coming from behind. And so we're trying to give 3 guys to 1. So we tell our quarterback, we're going to read him. If he comes off the edge, he's hot, we're throwing the ball there. And if he doesn't, if he picks that up, our eyes immediately go to him. Okay, so we're going, corner sits here. We're going, he's off the edge there. All right, we have to do a good job of teaching these 2 wings how to run this mesh. Now, here's how it's going. So if this was mesh right, we're going to tell these 2 guys here. All right. So you've got to learn. I was trying to go over the quarterback, but I've got to get back into these wings. All right, so we tell this wing here, when you're crossing the field, you're looking at what's behind this guy. And we're telling him, you're looking to see if a guy's chasing. So if they're chasing them, we feel like they're man-to-man. Now, again, in this look, most of the time, these 2 guys are man-to-man with him, okay? But we tell them just the same. If they're playing man and you see a guy chasing, you keep running and don't sit. If you see a guy and you don't see a guy that is chasing, then we're going to sit in the holes. So they're looking for man-to-man as they cross. The guy that's coming to the play side is going to be 5 yards, and the guy that's going to the backside is going to be 6 yards. So we tell them, you're going to be at 6, you're going to be at 5, and y'all going to try to run the defense into each other if they're playing man. Now, again, we're trying to get to this guy, so we're trying to read. So he's out in the flats. All right, they're crossing each other, and we tell them, if they're man-to-man and you see a guy chasing, you just keep running. If they're dropping, just sit in the hole. So if this guy saw that this guy dropped and chased or whatever, went to this, he's just going to sit in the hole right here. And this guy would do the same thing. He's going to sit in the hole right there. Now, a lot of teams call this pyramid or whatever they want to call it, but we just the backside of our mesh. We're going to tell him he's going to run the post dig, and we tell him we want him to sit into that window right there. All right, I got to go back. I'm going to have to go back. I messed up something there. All right, let's go back to where was I at? All right, I was right. All right, so we tell him, you get into the window and sit. So we like for these two backers to split. We'll find him in the hole. And so that is meshed to the right. Again, we're protecting. We have a hot route called, so we're okay there. All right, so let's go to mesh to the left. All right, so on the mesh to the left, we've got them sitting in these windows. This is versus a one high look, but it's the same principle. Okay, with a one high, we know that corner is not sitting, but he's still going to do the same principle because we want everything to be the same. So he's going to run the corner route. Okay, we're going to tell this B back, get out in the flats, avoid any trash. This guy comes off the edge, he's going to adjust and come out. Okay, we're going to tell these two wings, you're looking at each other. You're seeing if someone is following. If someone's following, you keep running. If no one's following, sit in the hole where the other wing was. So if this guy's coming across, this is mesh left. So if this guy was dropping, he would just sit in that hole and wait for the ball. Okay. And if this guy was dropping, there was nobody chasing, he would sit in the hole and wait for the ball. Again, this should be a dig. Okay, it's going to be a post dig. We changed it to a dig. In the past, we had it as a post, but that's going to be a dig because we wanted to sit there. And you can tag that as a post as well if you wanted to do that. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to go to some film of us doing this, and then you'll have the opportunity to see some of the things of us doing this mesh. All right, so right here, we've got mesh called. We have bunched the set. Okay, so we've gotten everybody down. We've got mesh left called. We feel like they're a man-to-man. All right, we're going to run him on the corner route. These two guys are now going to mesh. Okay, if they read man, they'll keep running. If they read zone, they're going to sit. He's going to dig back across the front. All right, so here we go. All right, so we've got what we wanted. All right, our fullback's out in the flat. He's wide open. These two are meshing. They're a little deep. Okay, this corner route I'm not really sold on yet. It's taking him too long to get there. But again, we've got our fullback out in the flats. This is a fourth down play. It's a pretty big play in the ball game for us to get a first down in the red zone. All right, so I'm going to go back and go again. All right, so the read is this Sam backer is what we're trying to get. We're trying to see what he's doing. And so we're bringing the corner over the top, mesh here, fullback out the flats, and then we're trying to get that dig coming back across. Okay. All right. So we got what we want. All right. I picked up the first down. All right. So now we're seeing a different look. Okay. Again, we've got the mesh called. We're getting press up in here. All right. So he's going to try to run the corner route. I think we were probably still running the post here. It could be a dig on this side. We're going to get the fullback out of the flats. We're trying to read this guy. Okay. And so we're trying to get him out of the flats. We're trying to put pressure on him. Okay. So as we snap the football, okay, we see that he's immediately out of there. He is going. Okay. He's picking the fullback up the flats. But these two guys, as they mesh, he's going to sit that window right there. Again, this guy gets caught up. But that's where we wanted it. Okay. So now he's right in the window of where we want, and we've got a big play. Okay. Again, NFL, college, every spread team, they're all going to run the same play. We can run it because we've got these guys here that can get across that field. Okay. All right. Coming across. It's a good play for us. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can find it. All right. Again, red zone play. We're going to run the mesh again. We feel like we're getting man. This guy doesn't run a great route. I would like to have him more at the back pylon. This guy's going to help on the tackle. But again, we're getting what we want. We're getting the look that we want. Okay. Meshing across. If he had been a little patient, he would have been open right here. But at the same time, man, he would have scored. But we've got our fullback out in the flats down to the 1 yard line.